something that, that could be easily taken for granted. You just take it for granted, and then we find excuses to not do it. It's like it's not necessary, or I'll put it off, because maybe I don't have the time, or I don't have the finances, or I don't know how to do it, or, so those are the excuses. But, you have to get to a place where you're intentional, and you recognize that, when you have that vision, where I want to go, where I want my writing to go, where I want my book publishing to go, whatever it is you want, then you have to have that vision, where there's longevity in that vision, and knowing everything that you just said. I need a logo, I need a website, because there was a period of time, excuse me, I'm sorry, where I didn't have a webpage, a website, and it was something that I knew, like, every time I thought about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a website, oh my gosh, I need a website, and there was no justifiable reason why I didn't have one, other than who's going to make it, it's going to cost too much, and, and all that stuff. But then when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, we're in this age where technology is at our fingertips, and if you want a website, there's so many templates and so many free options, and so if you really want to do something, and you can do it, and so you need to just do it, and then you can get a YouTube video, and you can do a tutorial, and, and so on and so forth. And so I went to a conference in Charlottesville, a yearly literary conference in Charlottesville, and there was a woman there. Her name is Kima Jones, and she is, one of the only, I believe, literary agents for women of color. And she was there, and on a panel, and I'm sitting there, and I'm listening, and she was like, if you don't have a website, then you're not serious. And I was like, I don't know who she thinks she's talking to.
Oh, no!
And so, and it hit, because I'm like, I've been saying this for the longest time that I don't have one. And so that day, I went and I already had a blog, and so I blog really sporadically, and so I already had the free WordPress blog or whatever, and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to buy, the domain. I'm just going to buy it, and if I buy it, then I've invested, so I'm going to have to do something with it, because, I'm not just throwing my money away, so to speak.
Right.
And so I did that, and from that point, I just started to, build a website, and it was a chore, because once again, that's not my gift. That's not something that I can do, and it's something, and it's, once again, a work in progress, but it's there, and I can't, so I can easily give you, oh, here's my website, and it has my name. So even though it may not be where I want it to be at this point, it is done, and the level of commitment, the professionalism, and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And once again, it's always a marketing tool. My website is LatashaDrax.com. That's me. There's no confusion. There's no other Drax in the world. So, that's me, and you see it, and, and then, and I did it myself, but once again, I'm doing it myself now, but I know that there's a moment in time, because even now I'm working on, having someone, look at you, woman.
Hey, I was going to say, I know she's not going to say she's going to hire somebody
with the website, because once again, I know I can see it from a critical eye, and how I want there to be improvements with it. But everything that I do, and if I've done it myself from the technology standpoint, I'm really proud of it, because I know that I did it with excellence. It's not perfect, but I don't think anything will be, but I know that I did it with excellence, and I looked at it from a critical eye and want it to be something that not only am I proud of, but people can look at it and admire it now and say, okay, you did that yourself, you did a good job, or and it's basic enough. So, and I just needed something basic. I wanted to be basic, where you can just go, you see my face, you see me, and and so when I do have it, when I do have the website, done, the persons who will do it will know just kind of the message or the presence that I have, and how can they, with their expertise, make it better.
Okay.
And so I'm really proud of it. I was talking with someone today, who's a photographer, and we talked about some pictures that that I wanted to, to update the pictures. And so my website now has like my face on multiple different ways or whatever. And I said the message that I was trying to convey with that is that, people see me in real life and they, I'm always laughing and they think I'm just always smiling, laughing. I'm like, but the reality is everybody is not smiling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so where that is, I have that joy, there's many different faces that all wear, so, we wear a mask, right, as the poem years ago, and so, so we all have different faces and depending on how we feel or what's going on, and so you can't just see me from one viewpoint, and so that was the concept behind, having those multiple pictures on the website in those those different ways to just say, okay, I'm this, I'm that. I'm this and that. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm quirky, sometimes and I think we all are there. We're multifaceted.
Oh wow! So tell us. I mean, you done talked about your website so much. Tell us the how to get to your website one more time.
It's www.LatashaDrax.com. First name Latasha, Latasha, last name Drax, D as in David, R-A-X as in X-ray.
Okay, definitely. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna check you out, and I will let you know. What I think about it, as well as your media kit.
It's all right. Like I said, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. It has my blog. It has my books. It has services that I offer. And like I said, it's an easy jump off for anyone to get in and say, you know what, this is how we can tighten this up. And still I've controlled the narrative. I've controlled who I want to the world to see me as,
Right.
and it's authentic, it's not a contrived image, it's not, I'm doing it and the way I feel that it should be done. And I think that's the important piece of it.
Yeah, and I think
that's important in the marketing.
Yeah, and I think what you're talking about is, you controlling the narrative and your own image. I think that a lot of authors, writers, self-publishers, small business owners, people who do things for themselves, I think that they can relate to that because, what's different from self-publishing versus traditional publishing is when you self-publish, you have total control over everything. I mean, yes, you do, you also foot the bill for everything, but
that part.
but that's okay. How much does freedom cost? I mean, really.
Right.
I mean, it could be free. A lot of the things that, there's lots of apps, there's lots of different software, there's lots of different things on the internet that you can use to really get yourself going, to at least have a foundation, somewhere to start, And so I think that a lot of people can relate to what you're saying as far as like, I want to be in control of what's being said out there about me. And so I really like that. But I do want to ask you, what was the toughest challenge that you faced in becoming an author?
I don't know if I've really, that's really a tough question because I've always been a writer, I think I've been writing since the womb, type of thing. My mother is a poet. When I made that transition from just being someone who just wrote on paper and saved, a book in my own home, I was in college, my first year in college, and I had all these poems that I had put together, and I'm like, these are just sitting here, waiting to be read. And I think if I'm going to write, or anyone, if you're going to write and you feel you have a voice, then they need to be published. And so that is how I made that leap into, just a poet, like a closet poet, to an actual published author, because I realized I have so many poems that I need to publish them so that others can read what I've written. And that was that transition. So I think maybe the challenge is, the toughest challenge is, being in your own way.
Yeah.
And when you remove yourself, because that was the message to self, what's the point? Why are you writing these? Just for you to just sit there and look at them and say, oh, I did a good thing? Or is it for others to be able to experience that good thing? So that was, so I was in college, and I lived in Alabama. I went to college in Troy University in Alabama, and had just used the campus print shop, and it was just like this. These days, I say it was just a crude type of crude collection as far as the way I put it together. But of course, I always did the research. I put it together, and I used the campus print shop, and I made copies, and it was really, really inexpensive for me to make it. And and I sold, like I tripled the amount that I made. The amount that it cost, I tripled it in revenue because it was so cheap. I had a friend who was an accounting major there, and and I was just talking, and I had no real accounting practices or anything like that, and I was telling him, and he was like, how did you do that, I was like, I don't know, I'm just, and just kind of just goofy just with it, but what I did was it was print on demand even then, because I printed a certain number of copies from the beginning, and then from the print shop, and I gave copies to family members in New York, and I would give them, a set of copies, and then I would tell them to sell them, and then they would take orders from me, and then I would at the shop. So, I was doing print on demand, print on demand with these things, and I used a local printer, and that's why I always try to use a local printer. So that's how I did that, and then I wrote letters, my proceeds from it. I would, and I still do that, do 10% to a charitable organization or whatever cause or thing that I'm doing with at that time. And so I sent out letters to people who purchased it, and and thanking them, and told them what my vision was, and and so I did that early on with very, very little, little overhead, little skill, and then this huge gap of time.
Oh, wow.
Just a huge gap where there was no activity, it was one and done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that was, so me, that's the toughest challenge, having really, because it's hard to, when you're a creative, to make the switch to business person. It's like, all I want to do is write, but if you want to write and you want to self-publish and you want to be a publisher, then you also have to have the business end of it. You have to understand the marketing piece. You have to understand the accounting piece. You have to understand all of those things that come with business administration. And, and sometimes our creative, that left brain, right brain thing doesn't, blend well, because all I want to do is write and just sit under, the julep tree and just, do, but you have to be able to sit down and balance the two. And so, so I had the gap of time, just life happened, and then, but still writing. Still writing, still doing the poetry and doing all of that. And that's how there's a series of poems that come from that time period where I was changing and understanding about just life and, what I wanted to do. And then I did the ebook devotional in that interim, did that ebook devotional, and then was in the process of working on Metamorphosis of Rhythm at the same time. So. Oh wow. So yeah. So I mean, so I think that's the challenge. Going back to that, just me personally, just being in my own way and not really maybe having faith, maybe having confidence in your abilities, but just really, once you get yourself out the way and realize, I have something to say that needs to be read by others, I think then,
then you'll be okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Girl, we're going to be on this phone all night.
I know, I just looked at the time. I said, oh, goodness, let me stop.
Let me ask you two more questions.
I'm hitting all the questions. I think I'm hitting them.
Yeah, I'm like, she answered the question and some more. Hey, I'm loving it because let me tell you, I told these people that are listening, get your pen and your paper out because you have done nothing but share golden nuggets and a lot of really good marketing tips that I might go back later and just kind of pull them out of this interview because you said a lot of really good things that I think a lot of people just need to see in writing. And so I might do that because I don't know. I feel like I need to, so I think I will. And so let me ask you these two last questions and then I'm going to let you go. One is, what are your top 3 things that keep you going? And I think you said one, you've removed yourself out of the way. Give me 2 more things that keep you going.
I think my faith and my future keeps me going. If my strong faith and commitment to just my divine purpose and calling in life, that, once again, I have a voice, needs to be heard. And, I believe in reconciliation, and that's just reconciling everyone to their original plan for their own lives. And if I can be a voice in the marketplace that does that, then that's what God has called me to do. And so it's important for me to be able to say, this is, once again, it's not a black thing, it's a human thing, and we all need to hear one another and understand one another, and words matter, and so how can my words help to heal or bring some level of unity among people? So my faith keeps me going, and then my future is securing not only future, not just my future, but my future for my family, for my son, for his children. I think that's where our responsibility as well. That that's wisdom when we're able to build generational wealth and we're able to, leave behind a legacy that, people remember, oh, that's who that person is. That's when we see like the Zora Neale Hurston and the Martin Luther King and, juniors and, they've left a legacy. They've done something. They've impacted their community. They've impacted their family lives and, their future. They've secured a future. So, so for me, that's what that's about, doing what I'm supposed to do while I'm on earth, and also being sure that when I leave this earth, I'll be remembered in capacity.
Oh, wow. See? Oh, wow. That's awesome. And I should share something with just the listeners because I think that a lot of times people get on and they might feel like I know the person I'm talking to or I've known them for a long time. No, I really don't. I mean, I will say this.
Interviewer. You gotta be a good person to speak to in order for people to speak to you.
Yeah, and so I tried, but what's so funny is because you said something and I'm like, man, people might think that we're like best friends because something that I say all the time is like the reason for Win Publications is not just because I love to write. I'm like you, I've been writing since I knew how to spell. I'm pretty sure I've had a journal since then. And I love it. That's why I'm like, I got to write some of this down. But also, you said something about generational wealth. I said, Win Publications, honestly, really, truly, though I have a day job and I love it and I get to help people, this is the only thing that I want to do. What I'm doing now is talking to people, writing books, publishing books, helping people, things like that. And so, but my end goal really is to be able to impact generations, and really specifically like my family, my daughter. I want her to have options other than college. I want her to have I want to have money put away and things like that. And so definitely I feel everything that you're saying. Your future is definitely something for someone who might be thinking, man, like how do I pick up where I left off, or how do I keep going? Listen to these interviews and really take heed to what some of the people are saying. Your faith, your future, your passion, your purpose. let that be
and that gap.
the drive.
Remember, I said that gap of time where I did the one, and then it was, I would say, at least 10 years in between, in which I just stopped, producing, in that capacity, and I think, how much further ahead would I have been if I had kept that momentum, and I think that's why, I'm going so hard now, because, I lost that momentum, and, in that time, path that I can't get back, but now that time is being redeemed, and now I'm a little bit wiser and, a little bit more focused and stable in things that I need to do. So, you just have to keep a momentum, and you have to have a vision. And I would say, on top of having being a sound marketer, that you need to have a business plan, because we don't think about that as well. That we don't need a business plan, but you need to have a business plan, because you are a business, you are a brand, and so and then you need to be able to look at that and kind of gauge what it is that you've done and what you need to do and how you're going to get there, and so all of those things are important.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree and back that up. So last question, is there anything else that you would like to share or offer to the community before you go?
Knocking stuff down. I want to share that. Well, for one thing, I want to encourage everyone to purchase my book and support me in that. I think it's a great collection of poetry that will be just transformative. I think, for me, I want to make poetry mainstream. I believe it's popular, but I don't think that it's mainstream, like a novel that you would go out there and purchase. People are oftentimes intimidated by, the genre of poetry because it's too complicated. But I think this is practical. I think it's practical. I think it's purposeful. I think it's relatable. And with that, it will, just reshape your thought process on what poetry is and what it could be, and it inspires. So, with just that's a pitch. Purchase it, but also just to as I say in my preface, just dance to the rhythm of your own metamorphosis. Just do you and be happy in the process of doing it, and be authentic. And pursue your passion.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's so beautiful. Thank you so